everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. Today, we're still continuing on our monthly applique calendar quilt. It's a free pattern from HGTV of 2002. This has been a definitely a UFO in the process in the making. It's been fun doing it though. I'm glad I'm finally getting it off my list. So what we have here today is May and June. So here is May's. Isn't that cute? And then I have I found a nice little star for the little door there, and a funky little mailbox. We had some fun with that one. All right, so here is June so far, and these cute little yo-yos were donated, quite a bag of them for I found many ideas to do with them, including this one, so I'm happy, from Pat. So thank you, Pat, appreciate that. And now we're just going to continue out. So I'm going to show you how I kind of went through the process of laying it out. Now, like, here is your medium to lightweight stabilizer, and depending on how you want your house to lay is how you're going to trace it out. So if you wanted it to lay in the opposite direction of right here, right now, then you trace it out on the bubble side, the stuff that's actually going to stick down to the fabric. So when you trace it this way, when you flip it over, it's actually going to be the opposite, the angle of the roof is going to be the other way. Or you can do it just by on the other side, flipping the fabric over so you have this off side here, and then that becomes the opposite side. So there's many ways you can do this. I've kind of flipped and flopped and had fun. I wasn't really thinking too much about it, just having some fun. That was the main point. So I have my house, the base of the house here. I have not pressed it yet because I just wanted to show you that I just did a nice little rough cut, and then I'm going to place it on my fabric, and I'm not going to put my iron on this side. I'm going to put my iron on the fabric side, okay, because we don't want any of that sticky stuff. But make sure that the bumpy side is next to the back of your fabric, okay? So we're just going to give that a quick little press, and we're going to build out our house. Now this pattern didn't seem to have a rhyme or reason to it. I do kind of want to utilize it, so I'm going to kind of scoot the fabric down a bit, and then give it all a good press, and then that way it sticks to the back of the fabric. Hope everybody's had a good week. It's been it's getting warm again here, but we did have some cooler days, so that was lovely. And as you can tell, now it's all one piece there, and that just stabilizes the fabric just a little bit, gives it a little bit of well, stability and stabilizer. All right, so now we're just going to trim to our line, or a little bit above it, depending on if you want to change the shape of the house, you certainly can. It's completely up to you. Make it longer, make it taller, make it different steep. It's up to you. Okay, so I just chopped out my basic shape. Okay, there we go. And then that goes this way down on my fabric. Okay, so those are obviously going to go over to the pile. These are my piles here of bits and bobs. Okay, just tuck that under there. Don't want to lose it. Now, keeping the other little bits left over for tiny projects. Okay. So I've already put my beautiful trees down in my mailbox, and now I'm just going to build out my house. So I want to make sure that I'm going to have enough room for my chimney over here, and the question is, how do I want to put it? So, it's up to me. I kind of want it more right in the middle. Maybe get a little bit side for the mailbox there. Okay, there we go. And then I have my dormer here, which I will stitch down. And then I've already got my door. And be creative. This is the way to bust your colors, bust your scraps, have some fun with some really funky colors, and make some unique windows and, chimney stacks and stuff like that. So, that's easy enough to build out right there. So that'll be June's block. So let's just slowly get this all stitched together. And make sure this actually gets pinned this time. Last time it didn't get pinned, and we lost it. We can move it anywhere. We can have it down here, we can have it up here. It depends on how you want to even it out with your background. And you can put suns, you can put moons, you could do everything. Put flowers, a flower garden, you could be building a flower. You can do one house, and as the seasons. You express it as the seasons go, right? All right. So I do have a blue, or kind of a, I don't know, I guess a tealy kind of thread actually in there, and we're going to use that. I've used some gray on the other stuff. But we're just going to stitch our own here. There we go. Got all my bits cut. and we'll just place them as we go. I don't want to lose them or get them mixed up with this stuff. Scraps are always useful. Don't toss them out. Yes, so the other ones are behind me. That's January to April, and I had a lot of fun working on those. And of course you can incorporate different fabrics from different projects. You know, it's up to you. Mix and match. All right, just a zigzag stitch. I think it have a 0.6. And that kind of a tealy colored thread. Just kind of highlight the house and some of the stuff I'm doing on the house. I stitched down the trees because they were a yo-yo and it had a rolled over edge. I just did a nice little straight stitch all the way around, but it did a zigzag up on the tree bases, even though I did a green. I don't care, it's my tree. I did it with gray, and same with the mailbox. Okay, now come to the top. Try and leave on the outside, the stitch on the outside edge, just so it's easier to kind of turn and then be able to line up your center part of your foot right down in the middle, just so you can do a nice little zigzag between on the fabric of the house and the background fabric, making it as one. It shouldn't take too long. It's going to be cute when it's all done, that's for sure. Like I said, you could totally bust this out in a weekend. No problem at all. Get all your little houses cut, especially if you want them all the same way or just mix and match. It didn't matter, higgledy-piggledy. You know, I'm doing different shaped doors and different color doors, and I'm using a lot of my buttons. I have a few more buttons that I'm actually thinking about putting it as like flowers in the garden, so I may do some more applique stitches and put buttons for, so they're like flowers, especially for when it starts to become for April and May, right? I want to try to incorporate a little bit more. So you'll have to see the whole project when it's finished to see all the enhanced bits, because I got sequins too and beads, lots of things. I was kind of looking for a cat button, so I can, you know, and a dog button, so I can buy a stack of each and put one in every block. So there was a Sophie and a Clive everywhere. No matter whose house you're at, there's a Sophie and a Clive everywhere. I'll have to go look on a button website and see what I can find. I have to find the right one. I have to find the right one. But you can certainly do birds. If you know, especially if you fussy cut some fabric, you can always stitch around it or use the heat and bond, and you don't have to stitch anything. That sucker's not going anywhere apparently. All right, stitch it on the outside, come all the way around, and then we'll do the chimney stack. Very cool. I had fun, especially going through my stash. I didn't even know I had that fabric. It's obviously a chunk from somebody's stash, not mine. So I'm, you know, grateful for it, because it now made a beautiful June house. Works for me. Works for me. There we go, and down the outside. There we go. Perfect. And of course, you can do this white and black or whatever, and gray. I don't mind the little extra pop of color sometimes with the thread, and I've got some pretty colored threads to work with, so no point keeping them in a bucket, just to look at. You better use them. There we go. Now we can start placing our doors and windows and dormers. And we've already got our mailbox, so we're good. We could have put a fence in here too. This one had a nice, lovely fence. I'll hold it up to this camera so you can see it for a moment. Had a lovely little fence I put in here, and of course the big purple window. And then there was a bit of fabric left over from when I cut this. I just put, oh, that would make a lovely step down here and match. So a little square window over there. Big trees in the background. Of course, some really awesome animal print for the chimney stack, because I can. Because I can. All right, so let's do the pinning up here, just so Pop has less editing to do. And we'll just line it up where we need it, because it's not going to be that difficult. Just put a pin in here, and a pin in here. And we'll make our way around, and then we'll add our doors and our windows. Oops. Oh, there we go. I was going to say I got a door and 2 windows to go. And you could add some more. You could add little window boxes. You could have a little garden in the background. You could have it with the clothesline back here. You know, this is a space where you can have a sun or a moon or even just clouds, or even a kite flying from the neighbor's house, from the park behind your house, or whatever. There's so many ideas. Just let it run. Just let it run with you. You got a stash of fabric, let it talk to you. You got knickknacks and doodads and thingamabobbies galore. Put them to use. Great way to show off some hand stitching. Great way to show off some big stitching, some big hand stitching. I love that. I love that. My friend Janice did that a couple of years ago as a January teach and learn group at our guild, and I really enjoyed that. It's nice and even, but keep them consistent, and it looks beautiful. You know, you can do a matching thread, you can do a complement or a totally contrasting thread. All right, just moving that over because I ended on the wrong side. So I'm trying to reset my line for this so we were all good and steady. So yeah, there's lots you could do. You can embellish, you put each one in a hoop, and you can embellish with beads and stuff like that. Maybe do it as a quilt as you go. Put a little sashing in between. You can quilt them to go as you go on your domestic. Okay, there we go. There's our beautiful blue dormer. I think that looks lovely. There we go. Okay, we'll come back here and we will add our door. Okay, the fan is on, so I don't want my little pieces to blow away. Yeah, and I had some really, really cool fabric to go with the door. I was going to try and put it over on this side because that one was over on that side. So let's do it in the middle. Let's go in the middle. There we go. Maybe there. There we go. And then we got enough for this side for a window, and then a little window over there. Okay, maybe we'll scoot smidge. There we go. Okay, see? Improv. Just improvise. Yeah, I may come back and with some of my tiny smaller buttons, maybe make a little button path. You know, and have it go around the house to the back garden or something. You got a lot of tiny buttons, and go for it. Said you can even just do if you want birds in the sky. I'm not sure how to do it, or make a bird. You know, just do the classic little, you know, like a very loose V, you know, so like it looks like a goose or a bird flying. You know how the wings go? You could do a couple of those, very much applique, down and back up, and it would look like birds flying in the background. The summer is going by way too fast. I'm not liking it. Just saying. Way too fast. All right, we'll do our little window. We'll do it right near the door. Yeah, a nice big one, because that could be like the little kitchen, the little nook, kitchen nook. You know, if you want to do this as a bigger block, you could put driveways in, you could do garages, depending on where you're from, or even carports. There's lots and lots of ideas. Oh, hold on, let's do this again, shall we? Move back over. There we go. I think doing the same house through all the seasons, I think would be kind of cool, because you would, you know, depending if you were a decorator, and of course you'd have 1 month in there where there'd be like, you know, a whole bunch of pink flamingos on the lawn because it'd be somebody's birthday, right? So I think that'd be kind of funny. That'd be funny. All right, be like, uh-oh, it's the so-and-so's, someone that had a birthday. You know, be creative with your fabrics. Use solids, use prints, put prints together. You know, this is your project. Just have some fun with it. I don't want anybody to feel like they're limited by, you know, if they don't have a big stash or something like that, you can find stuff in your stash and make stuff, and, you know, just think about it. You can always color it too if you wanted. I mean, if you're that desperate to have a pattern on something, get the markers out. Or you wanted to add that little extra touch to the flower box or something like that, really actually draw some flowers on there, and that would be neat. I don't have that talent. I got stick flowers, that's all I got. All right. And in no time at all, you have this cute little block. It looks good. And it doesn't take that long. There we go. You can see that. Perfect. There we go. So check it out. Now we're done. We're down to halfway there. Halfway there. So put this up on the wall. So we got 6. We got 3 more weekends to work on this. Actually, it goes this way. Try and get it right this time. So this would be May and June. And be creative, be colorful. You know, this being May, being Mother's Day, that's kind of why I chose the pink and the pink flowers and the pink step and stuff like that. And of course, you know, because we're wild and crazy, that as well. And then, you know, June is like the start of, you know, pretty much the start of spring, and things are starting to bloom and they're getting colorful. So those are the reasons why I chose some of those colors for my weekend project. So take care, everybody. Big hugs, and we will see you tomorrow. That is Saturday at 1 p.m. on the live stream, where we're going to continue work on the Enchanted Holiday Table Topper. It is a table runner. Some people have managed to find it on Etsy or somewhere else as a kit, so I'm happy you could, because it was gifted to us. Have very little information about it. So, but it's plugging along greatly, and it's looking awesome. So I can't wait to share with you what I've progressed with. Okay, so take care, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you soon. All right, big hugs. Check out this project. Hope you guys are sewing along.